HR Circle for this proven ability to source, select, and secure top-notch multiple concrete positions. So now I would like to request Mr. Prasad to start webinar without further ado and grace us for your valuable inputs.
Hey, Sushant, can you see me?
Yeah, hi, good
Yes, sir.
afternoon. Very good afternoon, sir.
Hi, thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everyone.
Happy
So,
Ganesh Chaturthi.
yeah, because of my timing, I believe some of you might have had to struggle in Ganesh ji's Thapna and other things. So I'm sorry for that. The timing kind of clashed and sorry. Okay. So thanks, Sushant, for a nice introduction. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have almost like wow, 61 participants. Great. Thank you everyone for joining on a Saturday. So the topic of this webinar is actually kind of very interesting and kind of the talk of the town. So and each one of us have you know gained a lot of thing, and it is not new now because we have been in this lockdown for almost like 5 months now, and we are hoping to, unfortunately, fortunately, whatever you call, but then yeah, this gonna extend at least for another 5 6 months more is what I believe. And I am not associated with any of these organizations called WHO or something, but then yeah, this is what a layman thinks. Okay, looking at the rate that which we are growing, and the rate is yet to come down. So I believe we are going to be there in this scenario for at least 5 6 months, and this will take at least nothing less than 1 or 2 years to get back to normalcy. So we have actually, if you look at it, most of us have already found out some or the other way to deal with the challenges that we have started facing in. Uh, the challenges have been in almost all the fields, including HR has been affected very badly, actually, if you say so, because for us, uh, any which ways our job was tougher because not everyone used to think we do a lot of job, but then things have become difficult because now we whatever we do, we have to do it almost like virtually without talking to anyone in person. So mm, for the tech folks, it's actually slightly easier that whatever you have to do, you do it, develop, put it there, everyone is happy with that. For us, it's actually all about human relationships. So HR in as a function has been affected, plus recruitment. If you look at it, we have been almost, I mean, on the danger of being biased. I would say that yes, probably we are the most affected of all this. The reason is we are the ones who, if you remember, whenever you used to say, okay, so, boss, the candidate is not available, and would you be okay doing a telephonic round? And the boss used to say, okay, fine, no worries, whenever the candidate is available in next 2 3 days, but let's at least get the candidate for let him fly, or at least maybe one round of interview as to be a face-to-face round and not only a telephonic round. From that particular phase, we have actually kind of graduated from that one round of face-to-face minimum interview. We have graduated to entirely virtual interview process. Okay, this has got their own challenges, own opportunities. Actually, initially it only used to look like that we are having a lot of challenges. Slowly, when we kept on going into this, we started discovering that it also had a lot of opportunities available for all of us. Okay, what are those opportunities, what are those challenges, are something that we are going to discuss today. But before we actually I proceed with whatever I have, I have knowledge around, I would actually request, if you guys can put in some of the pointers, whatever you feel you would like to talk about in this next 60-minute session. That would really be great. So Sushant, if we can collect some of the questions, that would really be good. if any of you would like to
Yes, sir.
point out, we should be talking about this or that, that would really be good.
Guys, it would be great if you can ask your questions and related to whatever is going around in your mind, so over a chat, so that we can have a good interactive session with sir. And I think, sir, chat would be a good source. A good,
Yeah. Actually, and we won't miss anything.
yeah,
That would really be good. So,
so it would be great. If guys, I would be great because this would be a totally going to be an interactive session. So we all want to be asked the questions which is going for the seeking the job, for the job seekers who are being might be laid off during this COVID or whatever. I mean, what are the perception to move ahead with this webinar and with this topic ahead?
how freshers deal with this pandemic for a placement?
Very good. That's question.
Thanks, Deepak.
Manas, sir, we were discussing the same point prior to
Yeah.
our.
Yes. Hi, Saurabh. Go ahead. Okay, while we have other questions keep coming, now since we already have the first question, let's start with that. And while please others keep putting in your questions, that would really be good. Okay. So for freshers, in fact, let me tell you, this is going to be a tough time. Okay, tough time because I'll tell you, last year we had a very aggressive target in our company where we recruited more than 130 freshers. We are a product company, and usually our freshers hirings used to be around 20-25 people a year, because all in all, we hardly used to end up a year by 50-60 people hiring every year, lateral hirings. But then last year we decided to hire more freshers because we had very aggressive expansion plans. And with those 100 people coming in, which is like July 2019, we had a very good training program planned for them, and it went on very good. We anticipated to recruit almost double this strength this year, but then the moment all this COVID and other things started coming in, actually it became a bit of problem for us because of couple of things. Okay, not so that the freshers were not good in the market. In fact, this is actually the best time to recruit freshers, let me tell you. And those who are from various different companies, I'll be very honest with you. If you're if you have a very matured L&D team, a training program for freshers, I think this is the best time to recruit freshers, because most of the best of the freshers whom you used to lose because of either you didn't get a day one, or these guys used to choose different companies, they all are available out there. Okay, so that would be really great. But many companies that today are actually facing it a big time issue is because I start feeling that, okay, fine, like any other lateral employee, even the freshers are going to join us virtually. Now for a virtual joiner, any which ways it takes at least a month or so for getting productive, because it takes a lot of efforts for everyone in the team to get that person up to the speed. Okay, and that is exactly what happens. But for freshers, more than a month, we used to have a 3 months training program. Now the problem is, for a 3-month training program, you have to, one, this is not gonna get over in 3 months. It will take at least 4.5 months to complete that. That's first. Second is a lot of investment of efforts from, apart from the training team, there would be a lot of investment of efforts from the technical team also, because everything is coming out to be virtually. And the safest way a company is actually looking at this right in today's scenario is, okay, fine, let me delay my fresher hiring for some time. And in the whole bargain, actually the only particular entity which is at big loss is the fresher community. Okay, so the problem is, okay, fine, so what do you do in that case? Okay, unfortunately you can't do too much about it. The best thing which I would always suggest a fresher is to try and get to any job that the person gets in line with the passion that you have. So for example, a computer engineer, you want to do you want to become a software developer or something into software, please don't take job anywhere which is available. But then anywhere, when I say anywhere, it's actually, I mean by any company. Okay. But then the job has to be into software development, which you wanted to do. Okay. It cannot be anything else. But then don't look at the size of the company. Don't look at the, location of the company. Don't look at anything. If you are getting a job, you are lucky, and start your job, start working. This will give you a lot of experience. Without experience, you're going to be, any which is, believe me, the moment you have an experience 1 year from now, you are much ahead of your colleagues, who might have scored bigger marks, might have done their graduation from a bigger university, everything, but then you'll still have a, much better advantage on others. So one, try to get into a job of your interest at the earliest. Second, even if you are not getting a job, keep upgrading yourself. There are a lot of, institutes that are there, are a lot of online platforms where you can learn a lot. You can ensure that, you have different kind of, you know, certifications, or for that matter, different kind of learnings added to your profile. That would really be good. So keep trying to do, gain those extra skills that are very important. So this is the way I would actually suggest you to, ensure that you are able to deal with the pandemic at this point in time. Deepak, does that answer your question a bit?
And Sir Hanish is asking how we make effective and easy to recruitment process in this time.
Yeah. Okay. It couldn't have been much easier, Hanish. The reason is, you don't have to wait for a person. So I remember when we used to coordinate for interviews earlier, we always used to find it difficult for, to match the time of the candidate who used to say, oh, I can't take leave right now because, you know, my office is in the other corner of the city and I have to take a leave and other things. So those factors are actually gone. So it's actually become easier. Okay. So, and even for the panels, right? Panels say, okay, fine, I can start. So earlier I used to start for my office at 9 o'clock or maybe 8:30. So now I'm absolutely fine to take an interview at 9 o'clock, because if I whatever my commute time was, that is the time that I can actually spend time in interviewing also. So from that angle, it's actually very good right now. Okay. The other thing, effectiveness is very important, and this is the point where I would like to quickly digress a bit and understand what do you think are the biggest challenges that we have started facing right now because of this whole COVID thing in the market from a recruitment standpoint. So I'll tell you the biggest challenges that we have started facing, and you guys can resonate and put in your comments on the chat box. So whenever I I have so one, I don't get the right kind of people right now available. Okay. Second, the impression out there in the market is those who are losing the jobs, at least 60-70% of them, are not so great in their skills. This is the impression. I'm not saying this is the fact, but then this is the impression. Okay. The people whom everyone starts feeling that they are really good at their jobs are the ones who are not looking out for job change. Okay. The reasons can be any. One, they are very satisfied in their job. Second, they are feeling very insecure that if I leave this well settled job and join any other company, would it be okay for me to do that? Because you never know what the other company is doing. For my company, actually the challenge was very different. Okay. So my company is based, the base of my whole company is into travel domain, travel plus loyalty domain. The first thing that happened with COVID was everyone stopped traveling. Having said that, actually speaking, we were not that badly affected because travel used to only take care of 1/3 of our revenues. The rest of the revenue was being taken care of by my loyalty platform, my engagement platform, my insurance, and other domain. Okay. But then if many of the candidates across Pune, they knew that we are, a bit of travel heavy. So in spite of explaining them, they always used to have this thing in their mind, okay, fine, but we are not very sure how your company is going to react if this COVID thing, is uh, lengthened to, let's say, another 2 years. We don't know if your company will start laying off or something like that. Wherein actually it's not the scenario. Believe me, last year we have onboarded almost like 120 folks. This year we are into August. We have already onboarded, more than 110 people. It's just August, and in the rest part of it, I'm already planned to onboard another 120 folks. So this year we are actually going to do double. But then that mentality shift across everyone, including the interviewers, including the candidates, everyone is a big thing. Now we'll quickly come to Hanish's question of how can we make the recruitment process easier. Hanish, there are many things, so one, we have to actually definitely try to change our strategy of recruitment that we used to do. So, things like train the interviewers, or ensuring the data and everything is fine, as in these are some things that we used to do always. Right now, what's the key? How? Okay, fine, let me ask you, how do you actually, right now, how your job advertisement has changed its platform? So earlier you used to, you know you used to either advertise yourself on LinkedIn, or you used to send across the emails, you used to talk with your recruitment partners, newspapers, advertisement, billboards, everything. Things have changed completely. Now you have to start leveraging your social media platform like anything, and you cannot deny that, you cannot ignore the social media, okay, whether you like it or not. But yes, this is where it is. I also used to talk to many people, and they used to say, oh, you know what, I don't want to advertise on WhatsApp, for that matter. And the reasons, okay, why do you don't want to advertise yourself on WhatsApp? People used to say, oh, it looks like a cheap marketing gimmick. Guys, this is not the case anymore. Your source of information, okay, I'm sure if I take a poll right away, that how many people have cable connection right now at their home, and at least 40 to 50% will say no, we don't have cable connection. Instead, most of us, and at the same time, if I ask how many of you have subscribed to OTT platform, more than 4 OTT platforms right now, I think 80% of us will say, oh, have subscribed to everything: Netflix, Prime Video, Z5, Sony Live. जो कभी नहीं सुना, I have subscribed to everything, and I don't have cable connection. Okay, the point that I'm trying to drive now, even for news was my biggest excuse for a cable connection. Even for news, I have these OTT platforms which are helping, and the biggest source of information right now is my WhatsApp. They keep telling me what's happening on SSR case, before even it comes on news, when it's there on WhatsApp. Maybe fake at times, okay, but then yeah, this is what it is right now. Okay, so you cannot ignore a channel of WhatsApp, and that leads to the second part. You cannot ignore your use of your mobile, right? So today what it is happening, okay, my entire interview process is happening on mobile. So uh, to make my process easier, we have started using video platforms like, there are many video platforms that are there, like Zoom is there. We have something like
Microsoft
Spark
Teams.
Hire. Sorry,
Microsoft
Teams. Oh my God. People haven't heard of Microsoft Teams. My kids' classes are happening on Microsoft Teams.
Absolutely.
Completely 100%. I mean, seems like the people who have done the biggest business today are the Microsoft guys. Right. Everyone is using, we are using, the corporates are using, schools are using, these guys.
Google Meet is a very big source for the same.
Right. And then you have all these channels like Domino's, MACD, everyone is using easily.
Absolutely.
Okay. There's another platform which has come up nicely, and we have been using it a lot, is My Anatomy. There's a Bangalore based platform. It has everything, assessments. There's a question that has come up how do you conduct a GD. Saurabh Singh, I would suggest please go and try this platform, My Anatomy. They have got completely autonomous, completely automated GD platforms and everything. They do the screening, shortlisting of grouping of, candidates, everything through GD. And that really helps. I would, strongly suggest that you should go for My Anatomy and check them once.
My
Okay.
Anatomy.
My Anatomy.
So Kritika is asking, will there be any major changes in the recruitment process due to this pandemic?
The biggest change that has happened actually is the video interviews, right? Your completely virtual interviews. I'm telling you, we never used to take a candidate who has visited our office once.
Absolutely.
Even if the person is in Chennai or anywhere, we have to fly the person down and meet the person once, validate he or she is the same person who has given the initial rounds of interviews. Now you do everything over the video platforms. Okay, that will actually, I'll tell you. So these are the opportunities, these are the changes. Plus another big change from a interviewer point of view is you have to start looking for adaptability. You have to start looking for more learnability of a candidate than 100% fit kind of thing. Because okay, you'll always say that this was the case earlier as well. Things are different now. It has actually become a mandate. While another big change is, while it is an opportunity that your candidate pool has increased. Earlier we used to and make sure that our 90% of the sources of candidate comes only from Pune, and now we are very fine to keep only 10% of the people from Pune and 90% from across the globe. The reason is, either you are working from Pune or Chicago, I'm happy with it, as long as you are working for me, as long as the time zone differences are not there, right? So while this has ensured that the pool is widened to a big extent, the problem is your competitor, which was earlier only, for example, for us it was only Pune. Now the competitors are from Bangalore and Hyderabad and Mumbai and Delhi as well. So these are some of the very big changes you can look at.
So Monica is asking why Indian recruitment industry is still not accept the concept of work from home.
Oh, it has accepted. It has accepted. Not to a larger extent, but then you have read these news. TCS is saying that till 2025 only 1/4 of the population will work from home. My company is, we haven't announced, but then we know we are not going to go to office in 2020 for sure. Everything work from home.
So majority of the organizations have declared their work from home till 2020. Majority of the organizations.
Majority, right? And
Right.
I have started hearing now that many of the companies have started saying that, okay, fine, we are okay to extend this lockdown kind of thing to June of 2021.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
Right?
Correct.
It has started extending to that. I'll tell you, you never thought of, so this is something which was completely unplanned for everyone. So you can always say that I have learned it, I have planned for it. You can say that, okay?
Correct.
So a developer could have easily worked from home.
Yes,
Great.
correct.
How a recruiter works from home. You wanted to interact with people. You wanted to talk to them, get to the office, make them meet your interviewers and do everything. But since everyone is working from home, your job is getting easier. Okay, fine. Even this is still manageable. Tell me one thing. How does a business development guy is working from home? How a salesperson is working from home? And they are. How a person who's selling insurance is working from home. So a close friend of mine is with Reliance Insurance, and for last 4 months he has been working from home, and they are doing much bigger business. Any which ways, insurance is actually business of fear. I feel जितना डर दिखा उतना business बढ़ता है. COVID ने डर तो बहुत दिखा दिया.
ये पूरा business डर का business हो गया है.
I would like to add one more point, like business development. What I personally observed at one point of time, like if we talk about our field into the recruitment industry, the people were not able to meet over a video call or a WhatsApp call or a Zoom call. I mean, the all over the top HODs of any of the organizations. But
Right.
now people are more flexible to meet over a call, over a WhatsApp call, over a video call, or over a Microsoft meeting. So it bridges the gap to meet a people virtually, first of all. Secondly, the time have also been time problem. The traveling time has also been shortened up.
Very true. And you know what? As in now, so okay, I'll tell you. When the pandemic started, and this is how it started for almost everyone. There were joinees which were lined up in the month of March and April. Okay, and this is everyone over here will resonate. Those who are working, their joinees were lined up in the month of April, May, June. The first thing that on 22nd of March, where many of us actually decided that we are going to go for lockdown, they started saying, okay, April ke joinees nahi lete hain. Let's delay the joinees. Many of the companies actually delayed the joinees.
Correct.
Okay, and they delayed it, and we were thinking of it, but we never delayed, and we were happy, and we are lucky that we didn't delay it, because in that process many of them have lost people. So the initial idea was that this is going to go vanish in next 2-3 months. Unfortunately, nothing of that sort happens. Those who have started delaying their joinees in the month of April, they started hiring back, because you don't have a choice. You have to take people virtually, so that acceptability creeped in. Likewise, the interviews. Okay, you started saying, okay, fine, let's see, we'll only do till the end of the interview, and we'll see how do we meet the candidate. Now everything virtually. There's no point in stopping anything. So these are the learnings that kept coming, and this is how everyone used to keep evolving. The whole of we have started a project somewhere in the month of June, and their delivery, the final delivery, is going to happen in the month of September, and this particular thing will happen entirely virtually.
Sir,
There we are.
we are getting lot many questions over there, and I was just going through one question of Ram Gopal, which is quite relevant to us also. So he asked, "Ki recruitment industry, I mean the perm vertical has badly affected because most of the organizations are utilizing their own capabilities of the TA team internally, where you used to close the positions internally. Please suggest when we can expect the rise in the recruitment industry of future." So this is a very relevant question.
Okay. Yes. So and all those people. I see another friend of mine, Tulsi, over here. She has been, she's from another recruitment partner company. She
Okay.
has been behind me, Harshita from your company as well. For last 3-4 months.
Okay.
Sir, we would like to, start business on this one,
All with us.
right? And you are not wrong when you say, okay, but my bigger problem is, at this point in time, the whole, from a company perspective, everyone is trying to save money wherever they wish they can. Okay, so the point that keeps coming, okay, fine, you know what, since okay, let's go one step back, okay, where you actually say, okay, why do you want to actually recruit people through recruitment partners? I say, okay, fine, since I'm not getting great guys, and these guys have got specialized team who can get me the right kind of candidates, I'm going to reach out to Sushant, right? So one, either it's time or quality, the kind of targeted candidates that I'm looking out for. These are some of the things that for which I want to go to a recruitment partner.
Correct,
okay, now I have time, because earlier, for the same 8 hours in the company, my team used to work, let's say, for 4-5 hours, because baki ka time interaction mein chala jata tha. Right now, for the same 8 hours, actually we are ending up doing 9 hours. And for people like you and me, who are sitting at slightly higher positions, they end up at least giving their 10 hours.
12,
Absolutely, you're right.
11
you don't have a choice, you have to do that. So with this kind of changes, right, the company is saying, okay, fine, you do your own recruitment, and everyone is trying to save money as well wherever they can. Okay, so these are the reasons from a company side, if you ask me, why I'm not approaching you guys. Okay, having said that, have the companies stopped working with recruitment partners? No, they haven't.
Yeah, I haven't. They are working, sir. They are hiring, sir.
They are working. Okay, Now, how can you make sure that you get business? See, the problem which I see with a lot of recruitment partner companies is everyone keeps focusing, sir, thoda aur business do na. I give you one requirement and you say, sir, we are working on it. You know, I have a team who's working on these two requirements. I would request you to share some more requirements with us.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm not against you guys. I mean, if I retire, I'll start a business like you only, or probably I'll join any of you guys only. Okay. But then
Network problem.
I think network problem.
competition. Suren, can you hear me?
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. So I was saying, so from my angle, my goodness, all my chats have been lost.
We have, sir. Don't worry, sir.
You have it. Oh, great.
Yeah.
So I'll depend on you for asking the questions then in that
Yeah,
case.
definitely.
Okay. But then this question is important. We'll spend 5 minutes on this one.
Yeah.
So actually, if you ask me, the question that you should be asking yourself is, you know, how do I differentiate myself from other people? Okay. And again, please don't expect that any of the company is going to give you 20 hiring or 50 hirings on there, you know, completely to you. You have to make yourself, you know, slightly different from others. Now, and everyone says, you know, when I get a call from Sushant, he says I am very different. When I get a call from Suren, when I get a call from Manav, everyone says I am different. Okay. And how are you different, sir? We have got our own database. Guys, database is fine. You know, you name a person and I'll get you the contact from LinkedIn immediately.
Absolutely.
Okay. That is not what is important. The important is, if you give me that, okay, fine, you know what, and people are not ready to do homework, and particularly for recruitment partners, I'm talking, guys, you call up your BD guy, calls me and says, sir, you know, we have seen Taviska, that's a great company. You know, what I want, you know, that you give us business. Okay. And when you say you give us business, so, and then the next question I ask them, okay, fine. You know, what do you know about Taviska? And then they say, oh yeah, Taviska is a, you know, software company. I say, yeah, got it. But then what else? And then the person while talking is trying to, you know, browse through the website. And you don't, do you think the person sitting out there doesn't understand what you are trying to do? Can't you do that homework before calling the person? Guys, please believe me. And this is what you have to tell your BD guys. And you know, you ask 2-3 questions and they say, sir, actually the team is different. I'm only from the BD team. Then you should let the execution team call the person, because I'll tell you why. It's not an exam that I'm trying to do for that person. It's actually the fact that how prepared are you to deal with my requirements. See, if I give you a business, I'm going to actually give you that business, and I'm going to give you the authority to represent my company in front of the candidates outside there. Okay. And you are not prepared at all. How can I give you that liberty?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're
So
right.
that is one thing which you have to ensure, that, you know, whenever you call a company, you have to be completely, you know, in command of that particular thing. One. Second, when you are trying to do this, right, you can visit the company website, understand the requirements that they have, and you can always talk in that language rather than telling, sir, you know, I deal in everything, Java, .NET, mainframes, everything, and I don't work on either of these technologies. I mean, it's not of use to me, right? Instead, if you say, sir, you know, you have 2 Java listings, and for this kind of role, I'll just send you 5 people and you'll make an offer out of these 5. You know what is my biggest problem actually? My biggest problem is I don't have interviewers today to do interviews. My biggest problem is not good sourcing, source CVs. You have almost all the CVs on LinkedIn. People have started writing very clearly, I'm looking out for job. You don't have, there's no, LinkedIn has not remained a passive platform at all now. It's a proper full-fledged, active job seeking platform. Okay. I'm not making a fact statement here. I mean, this is what my observation is as a recruiter. So please don't quote me, guys. नहीं तो case हो जाएगा. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, you have everything out there. You have, if you try to make my job easier, I'll be more than happy to have you on board. But then if I add you and you start sending me again 20 profiles, my problem remains there, and it actually worsens, because now I have to get back to you with your 20 profiles output. और मेरे पास पहले ही पैनल नहीं था. Now I have started getting problem of interviewing more candidates. Instead of that, if you actually give me, okay, fine, you have a DevOps opening out there, these 3 people fit in your kind of thing, because many a times companies don't even know who are my competitors. All these things are very easy to get. You go on LinkedIn Insight, you see where candidates are moving from which to which company. You'll actually give me an insight. If you give me an insight which I don't know, or which I'm not fully aware of, that is where I start feeling, okay, fine, you know what, Suren adds value. Let me talk to him more.
Absolutely, you're right.
Okay, this is where we are actually not doing our job very nicely. If we do that, I believe, that becomes easier. Okay, and market is not closed, guys. I was reading one of the note from Lever is a big ATS company out there, which is worldwide famous. The CEO of that guy, that company actually said there are only 14% of the companies out there who have actually completely freeze their hirings. The hirings are still on and going full-fledged. It's just that, people have become very choosy. Now my pool is big. I don't want to hire any and every person. Okay, so I've got a lot of options. I'm going to go with the best. This is what has happened. So if you give me, if you tell me, okay, fine, these are the 3 people who will actually click, you give me kind of intelligence in terms of the insights of the candidate, in terms of the technical expertise. See, it just takes you one or, okay, an example. What happens to people who have retired after 30 years of experience? Technical guys, they have retired, right? उनको अब कुछ करने का मन नहीं है. Good, if you are able to find them, check with them and take their consulting for some time, maybe 1 or 2 hours a day. If these guys are ready to help you, stop. So if these guys are ready to evaluate the candidates even for 5 minutes, their profiles, send that input to the company guys, will be more than happy. You are doing a lot of our job easier, right? So these are some things that innovatively you can be there, which can actually help you a lot. Position yourself in front of the companies. Sushant, does that answer the question?
Yes, sir. So many of the companies are laying off. Sushant is online, sir. Kritika is asking, many of the companies are laying off the employee. So will there be any kind of trend on this future about the demand and supply of the manpower?
No, it's actually many companies are laying off. I mean, those companies who are laying off, either they are faced with a crunch situation of the finance because the customers. So it's a very catch-22 kind of situation. Okay, so I'll give you a very simple example of builders. Okay, so now let's say you were planning to buy a house in the month of May. Okay, you had money, everything, and you were about to buy a house. And then March, April, this kind of situation comes in, and your family says, okay, fine, guys, wait, let's not invest the money right now, because we are not very sure about what happens to the job and other things. Okay, then you don't pay that money, you don't book that house. The builder who has invested money in building that thing, that apartment, is not getting enough bookings. So half of his money, whatever he has invested, is as is out there. He's not getting more money.
Yes.
So if you look at it, the whole chain stops. The moment the chain stops, you know, so actually the first guy who stopped the chain, probably he or she stopped the chain because they wanted to be cautious about it. They actually didn't had a crunch, but they just wanted to be cautious about the whole thing. But unfortunately, that the person who stopped the chain at the first go has affected the entire chain badly. So that is one scenario. Second scenario is actually your customer doesn't have money to pay, and since the customer doesn't has money to pay, they don't have they can't do anything, and they have to lay off the people. But then this is not going to be the trend, you know. And I say that confidently because the companies haven't stopped hiring. Okay, if it would have the only thing that I always feel that scenarios like this actually end up is, they more and more stress on the idea of survival of the fittest. You have to make yourself as strong as possible in terms of your skill. If you don't do that, it's going to be very tough for people out there. Because now what has happened, so let's say there was a lady who was excellent in her skills, but she had to take a break either because of marriage or whatever, and she was your competitor who's not a competitor anymore earlier. But because of this whole work from home thing being so easily internalized by everyone, now she is back into the market. Now there's a competition again back to you. Right. So please understand, the competition is not reducing. The competition has actually grown a lot. So you have to make sure that you remain in the competition.
Mm-hmm. So what will be the idea, skills which will help to sustain in the after of COVID era?
Sorry, I didn't get the question, Suren.
Sir, I would like to know what will be the idea or skill which will help to us to sustain in this industry after this COVID era.
So it's a very subjective, open-ended question, Suren. So, skills for different kind of, industry or different kind of people would be very different. So for example, for an automotive sector, right, this COVID is actually, really, really bad.
Right.
It has affected everyone, starting from the factory owner to a factory worker and everyone. Okay. True. You were planning to buy a car. Now you're thinking whether you should buy a car at all or not. Because one, next 2 years you're not going to do too much of traveling. You're going to work from home most of the time. Even if you have bought a car, hardly you are going to go around and all those things, which will affect everything badly. So for them to stay in the market, to stay relevant, they have to acquire different skills. Okay. Probably, for them, it's very important for them to reskill themselves. Likewise, for a software developer.
Hello.
Yes,
sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yes, sir.
This question is from my end. I'm talking about the HR. Like as we are working as an HR specialist, so what will be the ideal skills which we need to develop to sustain in the market in this COVID and after this COVID era? Like there are multiple courses available in the market. So what will be the ideal course or ideal skills which we can add in our...
Correct. So Arvind, if you look at it, there are the number of fields in an HR department itself is huge, right? So there is nothing that a particular department is going to be in the in demand and the other department may not be there in the demand. So for example, let me tell you, let's talk of org development. Let's talk of something जो लोग बहुत ज़्यादा उसमें use करते हैं, very loosely used terms like HR. What does an HR do? Prepares rangoli or what? Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm from the same fraternity and I feel very disheartened when somebody
people are asking कि यार तुम्हारा काम क्या होता है HRO का?
Right.
Interview कराना, इसके अलावा क्या काम होता है?
We are the most unvalued employee of the any organization.
Don't use the term most.
It is not like that, Arvind. It is not like that.
इतना बुरा नहीं है.
HR is backbone of any of the industry.
It's just that
people used to say that, na?
No, that's right, and that is what. So if you look at it, Arvind, this is the mentality. If you end up changing, then you have won your own battle. Okay, so I'll tell you what. when people say, okay, fine, what's the job of an HR? Rangoli banana. Okay. And now with this whole COVID thing, you're not even for that in the office. So aap rangoli kaise banaoge? Right? And I'll tell you, to answer to these guys, my answer is, these, particularly these HR folks who used to ensure that employee engagement happens properly, their job has at least doubled. I think it's 3 times, but now their job has been doubled, because they have to think innovatively every now and then. How do I ensure that my employee is engaged completely? My HR team actually, every week they have to come up with something new, something creative. And if I tell you, okay, fine, you tell me, if you are not from an HR background, and if I tell you, okay, fine, tell me 2 engagement activities, and you won't be able to tell me even 2 engagement activities which have not happened. But then the challenge before this HR guy is actually to come up with the 5th possibility, which has never happened in the past, because he or she knows, even if I come up with very new, creative, innovative, suggestion, half of the population is going to say, oh, theek hai yaar, I don't want to participate, kar lo jo karna hai, let the team do it, and all those things. So even under these circumstances, these guys are actually, so there's no reduction in the demand of people. I'm again saying, even for an HR or any other skill, there's no reduction in demand, but the demand is now for more better skills and your upgraded skills, and that will remain always. And actually, whether COVID or not COVID, believe me, the more you go further in this whole 2021 to 25 to 2030, this competition is going to get more and more fierce, because the generation which is coming ahead of you, they are much smarter and much more knowledgeable and much more intelligent than you. Okay, so the only thing which can actually keep you relevant, I mean, not even talking competitive, the only thing which can keep you relevant in front of these guys who are super smart guys, are actually, how you stay relevant, how you stay updated, how you keep upgrading yourself. And to answer your specific question, whatever is your area, let's say you are into recruitments, or you are into HRBP, or you are into any other HR activity as a HR field, there are hundreds of courses. Try doing any of those which you feel are right. So for example, I have just completed last month a course from Harvard, which was on disruptive strategy. Okay, amazing course. Okay, and I got this time, and they asked me to spend at least around 30 hours in a week time. Sorry.
Some network issues are there, I think.
Network issue है शायद. वैसे भी अरविंद, आपको एक बात बताऊं मैं, जहाँ सर बोल रहे थे कि HR से रंगोली बनाने के लिए होते हैं, तो आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूं मैं, कि जब भी कोई इंडस्ट्री स्टार्ट होती है ना, तो सबसे पहले HR आता है, और इंडस्ट्री खत्म होती है तो सबसे लास्ट में HR जाता है.
Correct.
तो HR is the backbone of any of the company.
Manu sir, you are back?
Yes, I'm back. Sushant, next question.
Yeah, sir, I received one question. I'm not able to recognize his or her name.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir, again. Hello. Sir, okay. Need one more help from your end. I'm hearing about this HR analytics course, which is quite hot in the market right now. So will this course help us to sustain in the market in coming future? And if you can put some light on
anything, Arvind, I think we are running short of time, and this is a very big subject and important topic, and we'll try to take questions from more people. But then, yes, to quickly answer, analytics is very important. If you can do anything on that, that would really be helpful.
Arvind, I'll share his email ID, personal email ID. You can drop in a question. I hope sir will able to respond to you back very soon. Sir, I'm going to the next question.
Yeah, please, Sushant.
Yeah, I received this question. Hi, sir. Previously, if candidates are interested, they will attend face-to-face interview. That is a real interest about the company and the job. Now, everyone is available to take interviews virtually. Whether they are, it is very difficult to analyze or judge the candidate is interested or not because virtually they can come for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and so the question is they want to ask whether the serious candidates are also coming or the candidates who are not interested, they might also come for a virtual interview because they think that by sitting at home we can give interview and we can sharpen our his or her skills. So what is your?
Oh, that's actually good. I mean, good from a candidate point of view, not so good from a recruiter point of view, because I can understand the pain that I go through when a candidate who clears the interview and doesn't joins.
Yes.
But then I'll tell you, so this actually lands us to another bigger thing is we need to ensure that, you know, we create world-class candidate experience. Second, we create a great brand. So even if this guy who's actually not so interested in looking out for a job change, but then would like to sharpen his or her skills, if he or she gets impressed with your company brand and company culture and the way people have interacted with this person, believe me, this guy will get interested. I'll quickly share my personal experience on this particular thing, guys. And I tell you, in my 20 years, you know, this has worked most of the time. Okay. I won't take more than 2-3 minutes for this. Let's say Sushant is the candidate that I want to recruit for my company, and Sushant is not interested in looking out for job change. And I call up Sushant, hey Sushant, you know what? You know, I have a very suitable opportunity for you in my company. And Sushant says, no, I'm not interested. And I say, oh, no problem. Not interested, not looking out, all that's good. But then, you know what? I still feel that, you know, we would like to know more about you and you should know a bit about us, because in case in future, if you look out for job change, you should consider us. And Sushant says, okay, fine, no harm in knowing these guys. And Sushant starts talking. And what I do, I actually make my best person talk to Sushant. Okay. Sushant carries a great experience. Okay. And he says, oh, wow, that's a good company. And the next day, you know, when Sushant goes and talks to his boss for some reason, and this happens, it's not about anything in particular, but then for some reason, there's a disagreement between him and his boss or somebody else in senior in the system. And he starts feeling, oh man, these guys are not valuing my skills. And then there's that particular company who only wants me to talk to them once. Okay. So then there's a, you know, alarm that happens in the mind of Sushant. Okay. And then this kind of thing, and slowly it's actually kind of ringing at the back of his mind that, okay, fine, there's a company that I might look out, you know, jab bhi yahan kuch gadbad hoti hai. And 3-4 days down the line, again, that kind of thing happens. And now Sushant says, okay, fine, you know, he calls up, hey, Manav, how are you? How are things? Happy Ganesh Chaturthi. And I know why Sushant is calling actually. Okay. And I say, hey, Sushant, you know what? You have any references? You know, I am looking for a person like you. And he says, okay, what's the job? And I explain him. And he says, okay, fine. And then I again try to push him. Sushant, why don't you apply for this? Okay, Manav, if you are saying, let me apply. See, guys, please understand. When a candidate comes to you for an interview, whether the candidate actually wants to, you know, apply for the job really or not, that's the biggest win that you have. You know, now it's up to you. And I'll say, guys, please understand, it's completely on you if you are able to convert that candidate or not. And I say that it's a recruiter's skill.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Sushant, there's a question by Yashi saying that, okay, how can we as HR fresher upskill ourselves during this time?
Yes.
Yashi, it's more about, you know, keep yourself updated and keep on learning new skills. Please suggest. Yes, that's right. You know, you keep updating yourself, keep learning new skills. That's important. Plus, if there's possible that, you know, if you even after that, if you don't get a job, try reaching out to senior folks in the industry. You know, try taking some guidance, some mentoring from them. You ask them about, you know, if you can help them in any of the kind of you know, smaller assignments or something, where actually, you know, if there's anything that can happen. So let's say, for example, I didn't had a requirement for an recruitment intern in my team. Okay. So, but then these two folks were behind my life ki sir humko at least internship opportunity if I can get. And I had something to do, I wanted to do some research on the companies who are hiring. Okay, I said, would you guys be okay to ask, would you guys be okay to do something for me, but that would give you more of an experience than money? And people were okay with that. The reason for that was they were getting experiences. So yeah, try to do whatever job if you can do, whichever way, that would really be very helpful to get that experience. If one of the stakeholders is asking you to implement a policy while you think it will not benefit the company in the long run. Awesome, Sumit. This is the problem that HR folks keep facing every now and then. Okay, let's say for example, in a normal scenario, not today's scenario, let's say there's no COVID, and your boss comes to you and says, oh, you know what, work from home is not working, people are abusing that work from home thing. What do we do? Remove work from home completely. And you say no, that's not a good thing, because people will not be happy with the removal of work from home policy, right? So as an HR person, your job is to fight with your stakeholders and tell them that why this policy is not right. Okay, you can do whatever it takes to fight with them if you don't agree with that policy. But then please understand, if that particular policy is, if you get convinced in front of your stakeholders, whether that stakeholder is your boss or anyone else or MD of the company or anyone, if you get convinced, then you have to roll it out the way it has, I mean, like any other policy. So if you feel that it's finally, if they are able to convince you, then you'll have to roll it out exactly the way a policy that you love to roll out. Does that answer your question, Sumit? Yes, Diksha said, my question is, are virtual interviews more effective or not as compared to face-to-face? Does these actually tells us about that? Diksha, to answer your question, virtual interviews are more effective or not, I can't say, but then yes, there are their own pros and cons to it. Okay, the good thing is that the interview process has become a bit faster because of the virtual interviews. Okay, whether I'm able to guess the personality or behavior of a person or not, probably no, because I'm unable to. So there are many things that when you used to interact with a person face to face, that you used to get out of it. But then because of this kind of thing, if you look at it, the psychometric assessment has gained a lot of speed in past five months. And the platform that I was talking about, that My Anatomy platform, they didn't had some of these features, and because of this whole COVID thing, the platform has become like a one-stop solution. So they have even this, so you can explore that as well.
Obviously, so virtual interview and face-to-face interview both creates a different impact. What I personally believe is,
yes, Rashant, it definitely creates different impact. But then please understand, you don't have a choice.
Correct.
You don't have a choice. Okay, so it's like you can't resist, start enjoying, as simple as that.
Any further questions, guys?
Yeah, there were many questions, Sushant. I think we lost because of.
I'm reading all the questions. I am Ram Gopal. I've completed this one question which I left it. How to search job in market in recruiting while laid off by company, having 6 years of experience. How to search job in market in recruiting while laid off by the organization.
In recruiting?
Yeah, he's asking in recruiting. How to search job in market in recruiting while laid off by company. Navneet Kumar is having 6 years of experience.
Okay, Navneet, while I'm really sorry for this, but then the problem that happens, many a times is, while I'm with a company for, let's say, 6 years or 15 years, and then for some reason, if my job goes away, due to whatever apprehensions I have in mind, I don't approach a recruitment partner for that. If you are confident of your own skills, approach any of the recruitment partners, recruitment vendors you feel, they do a great job. Reach out to them. Any recruitment vendor company will be ready to take you if you give them the confidence that, don't pay me. Okay, if I close, pay me whatever the percentage of it is. Believe me, everyone will be okay doing that, because you are not asking a salary per se, right? And what this will give you as a recruiter is a confidence that, okay, fine, you know what, you don't need to be a salaried employee. See, this is very different in case of a recruiter, believe me, and particularly only for recruiters I am giving this suggestion, that if I lose my job, I'm going to see, I cannot approach a company directly, and that's the reason I'm telling you to approach a recruitment vendor. You talk to the recruitment vendor, tell them, okay, fine, don't pay me any salary. If I close positions for you, pay me a cut of it.
Freelancing kind of a thing you're talking about.
Freelancing kind of thing. Do it immediately. The moment you are into a freelancing stuff for 6 months, believe me, you'll gain such a confidence that you might start saying, okay, fine, thank you very much, I'm starting my own company. No harm in that. Yeah,
So,
sorry, this is against your this thing, Sushant. I'm taking away that.
no, sir, nothing, please. So Saurabh Singh is asking which sector we should focus on as being a fresher in terms of placement.
Any sector which is of interest to you, Saurabh. Any sector. It's not about uh, just that you will be you are sensitive enough not to opt for anything which is actually doing very bad. So for something like, let's say, automotive, which is not doing good for some reason. Automotive once used to be the most demanded sector. But then agar wo acha nahi kar raha, there's no point in running behind that particular sector, right? But then I'll always say that, okay, you know what, go with a sector which is actually, which is of interest to you, not something which is not of interest to you. Only because of money you're trying to go there, which will not help you.
So we'll move to another question. Kritika
Yeah.
Owa, she has asked a good question. How is artificial intelligence AI being used in recruitment at this time?
Oh, it's actually used, very nicely. There are many platforms out there who are actually trying to help you in recruitment using AI. So, for example, you have started getting a lot of profiles because of this whole COVID thing and all. These are the AI tools which are being embedded in your applicant tracking system. And these AI tools, which are, if they are really AI, because AI and smart search, people actually kind of mix both of these. But if it is really a good AI, they help you filter the resumes properly. Okay. Plus, AI also helps you in onboarding people and ensuring that they give you a kind of a rating, a score, that, okay, fine, this person will end up joining you or not, or whether the person will decline the offer or not. There are many tools who are helping you with that. So these are the tools which will which may reduce your offer to join ratio, which may increase your offer to join ratio, which may reduce the number of CVs that you go through, because they'll filter out the best and give the best to you. And within let's say in recruitment, these are the two main things that you would actually like to look for. What will the strategies to cope with recruiting when pandemic ends? Oh, pandemic. Actually, I feel, Neelam, it's actually a very good thing that this whole pandemic has opened a lot of avenues for us in recruitment. So for me, I'm actually very open to look at people from Bangalore. The kind of pool. So for example, there were many cases where people used to not. I never used to get people from in Pune, because there were very few people in Pune for that particular skill, and I have to somehow manage, or probably I have to get the requirement itself changed. Now things have changed. Now I get people who are good people, who are actually from other location, and I'm happy interviewing them and having them. So I really don't want to lose this edge now, even after the pandemic ends. And I'm going to tell this very clearly to my stakeholders, that you have to be open for permanent work from home for some people, right? So I think there's nothing like there's going to be a change in strategy. You have to ensure that you take care of many things, like you ensure that you keep exploiting the social media for your recruitment needs, your community build up, events that you do that, you have things like, just one sec. I have actually noted down some of these things which came to me from, various different blogs or the, various researches, like, your quick screening your quick pre-screening video interviews, something like, so I'll tell you very honestly, we never used to do these FAQs for the candidates. And we have developed that, and candidates are very happy because most of your candidates have similar kind of questions, right? Provide them FAQs, your half of your job is done. And post pandemic, why should I lose that? I mean, that's a good practice that is developed. I won't leave that, right? There's a video of recruitment process that we have developed. Many companies already have that, but then I don't want to lose that post pandemic. So there are many things actually which we are going to, so one thing which we have started in Quora also, we have very recently started, be very active on Quora. Many people may like it or may not like it, but then you can't, if you don't like it, you can't deny the, effectiveness of Quora, right? I think that's actually good, that, if you are able to brand yourself, your company out there, that would really be good. There's, job search on Google. Okay. Today, if you look at it, today, if you look at it, you or your younger brother, or, so I have an 8-year-old kid. And if he used to ask me, so today when he comes and asks me question and I'm on my office call, I tell him, okay, fine, baad mein aana. And then what he does is, whatever his query is, he just puts it on Google, whether it's a question about his syllabus or something, and he gets the answer out there. So Google is actually your clear-cut answer for everything. So you are searching a job, you go type there, and you'll get ample opportunities out there. So the point that I'm trying to make is, we haven't utilized Google job search effectively. Start using that. It's actually very good. So these are some things that I would really, request each one of us to focus more and not lose those opportunities.
Right.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys? I'm sorry, I think we have overshot, but I got my 60 minutes, Suren. I didn't.
Yeah, right, sir. Yeah,
overshoot that.
thank you so much for the same, sir. Thank you so much for sharing this knowledge and insights and all that. I really appreciate ये जो आपने share किया, ये बहुत लोगों को help करेगा, sir. Thank you so much. And
No, perfectly fine.
I would say thank you to all of who are participating right now.
So I'm giving my official mail ID here. Okay. People who have any questions or anything, you can please reach out to me. That would, if there's anything that I can help, I'll be more than happy to help you all. And pardon me, I'm not an expert in all these things. Whatever I spoke to you guys is out of my own experience. I know there would be a lot of people out there who themselves keep giving sessions.
A practical knowledge in this webinar, to be very honest. हमें बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला इस webinar में आपके through. बहुत सारी चीजें जो आज current situation पे जो चल रहा है, वो बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला. Thank you so much for your.
Topic was very the hot topic we choose it, and the way you present was very awesome, sir. You made the things very easy and simple, and you try to answer each and every question in a very practical manner by giving and setting an example of your past experience, of your career or of your job or whatever. So I think it would be a great help for all of us who have been attending the webinar from the past and who have been newly attended the webinar today. So thank you, Manav sir. Thank you so much for your time, and we are so grateful that you have given us a time for us and for the great.
No, perfectly fine. Sushant, एक second, एक last question आया है. Let me quickly take that. In all the organizations, increments were due but could not be done, so that what are the HR strategies that company HRs are up to increment post COVID? Guys, the strategies, right? The increments. Please understand, it's not in the hands of HR. While that is the kind of everyone understands that, okay, it's in the hands of HR को ही गाली मिलती है, अच्छा हुआ बुरा हुआ उसके लिए, but it's not in our hands, guys. that's a mandate that keeps coming from the top. Okay, this time we don't want to do increment. So, for example, April, many of the increments were supposed to be given. There were many companies who have actually already given the letters, and then by the time those letters would have been implemented, this whole lockdown thing came, and they said, okay, fine, you know what?
Hold up those letters.
Yeah, there was no point of those letters. So, post COVID, how things will shape up, it's very difficult to say. But then, please understand, nobody would like to ever lose a good person. So keep yourself more and more relevant. Keep yourself upgraded. The companies won't like to lose you guys. People are hiring. I am hiring. Okay, so reach out to Sushant, and these guys will help me reach out to you. Don't worry.
True.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sushant.
And
Thanks, Sushant.
I would say I would like to invite you in next webinar. You and the participant who all are participating right now. I would like to invite you, all of you, on next webinar. Those conducted by Mr. Joshua David.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
manager recruitment APEC from Hexaware Technologies, sir.
From Hexaware Technologies.
Oh, that's great. Sure,
Yeah.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you everyone who is participating here.
Thank you everyone for being there with us. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thank you
everyone.
so much, sir.
All the best,
good.
guys.
Thank you,
Enjoy.
sir.
Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to all.
Happy Ganesh Chaturthi, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.